If you and I were talking face to face and I said, have you ever thought about the bridge strategy? What would come to your mind? San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge? Brooklyn Bridge? Are you sure? Well, that's not what I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm going to talk about using bridge strategies before you file for Social Security. This is Floyd. Stand by. Many retirees could improve their protection against living longer than expected. Bridge strategies to find ways to maybe delay claiming Social Security. Not to say that you should, but maybe delay that. And one option is to spend down the 401k or spend down your TSP. While other retirees may purchase income annuities or draw on their inheritances. The key question here is what's right for you, ? Don't let anybody, including myself, listen to this podcast and say, oh, that's exactly what I want to do. Make sure you're talking to an advisor, making sure you're talking to someone that understands your position, right, your financial position to help you make these smart decisions. Whatever strategy that you think you want to claim, which is fine, but we want to look at maximizing your income. That's my opinion. So if you have an income today of $2,200 here in 2025, and you want to maximize that benefit by delaying starting Social Security at age 70 versus 62 or 65 or 67, that benefit over time can be substantial. So we believe that longevity risk for our retirees is really different today than when it was. I remember when my grandmother passed away at age 65. She had led a long, hard life. And when you hear people dying today at 65, what do you say? Man, that's awful young. So rethinking that strategy sometimes. There was a reel recently on one of the social medias that says when you get ready to retire, take your net worth and divide it by 280 paydays, because that's what you really have to spend. Interesting concept. Math is pretty close, but is that all you want? So using a bridge strategy could help you adjust to the cost of living, the inflationary trends that take place today. And the big thing is not allowing someone to say, this is the only way to do something. And many times I get in these arguments when someone turns age 62, I got to have my Social Security. Why? It's mine. I want my money. Okay. Number two, what's the other reason? Well, we're afraid it's going to go bankrupt. Well, that's possible, but what's the definition of bankruptcy? Inability to pay your bills. Well, that's Social Security. Not quite. They're going to fix that one way, shape, or form, I believe. That's my opinion. So making sure we coordinating that and run the numbers, and just make sure you know exactly how much money you're going to get. Historically, averagely on the medium earner, not the high income earner, not the low income earner, Social Security is going to provide about $66,000 a year. Then it's adjusted for inflation for, a number period of time. But we would anticipate that during your working years with inflation, you're going to get an average of about $5,000, $5,019 a month. Now, assuming a generous target income replacement rate of about 80% of your income that is needed. And understand something, this is exactly right. In my 40 some odd years of doing financial planning, I've never had a client say, I want to take a 40% reduction in my spending. They've looked at me and said, that's all I'm going to have. So planning is paramount, and Social Security should be part of that. 40 years ago, we didn't plan on Social Security, didn't think it's going to be around. Now that I'm drawing Social Security, now that I'm advising people drawing Social Security, I'm going to hope it's going to be around. So I think that's very, very, very important. So my recommendations is to consider the bridge strategy. So instead of claiming Social Security upon retirement, which would be roughly $1,700 a month in my example here, if you delay it until you reach full retirement age at 67, that would be $2,477. Pretty substantial increase. So looking at funding between 62 and 67 would require roughly $104,000. And then we draw that down by the taking money out of the TSP, out of the 401k plan at retirement. The bottom line, the decision to claim or not claim is basically up to you. All right. And don't let friends and neighbors and TikTok and so on tell you which one to do. Find an advisor, sit down with them, make sure they understand what you want and need, devise a strategy to help you do that. And if you're looking for advice, planyourfederalretirement.com, log on and ask to speak to one of our advisors, and we'll be happy to go through these basics with you. This is Floyd. Until next time, happy planning.
Thanks for listening to another episode at Plan Your Federal Retirement. We're on a mission here to help 1 million federal employees understand their benefits more. But first, understand that the opinions voiced in Plan Your Federal Retirement are for general information only. and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. To determine what may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Guests on Plan Your Federal Retirement are not affiliated with CWM LLC. Investment advisory services offered through CWM LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Until next time, happy planning.